Let's get it. Today is pre-trib. This is A. You get A, you're going to do the following. Let's get this guy some rope. You need some space? This guy's on a roll. Are you ready? The 4 L's. Are you ready? You're going to look at your lights. You're going to look at your leaning. You're going to look for leaks. You're going to look for anything hanging loose. Anything that's wrong with this truck, your responsibility is to tell them. My lights are just fine. My 5 amber lights at the top of every commercial truck in America are clean, not cracked, not damaged, not broken. Clean, not cracked, not damaged, not broken. They're amber in color. The 3 middle lights identify me as a commercial vehicle, 8-foot minimum width. The 2 outside lights are my clearance lights, 13 feet, 6 inches maximum height. Clean, not cracked, not damaged, not broken. My headlights, 2 beams. Low beam, 250 feet of illumination. High beam, 350 to 500 feet of illumination. The amber light embedded in my headlight system. 4-way turn signal parking lights. They're well adjusted to the road. Now we open the hood. We do, that's one point, all that talk. Now we come to the passenger side. We tell the examiner, I'm going to check things that are uniquely on the passenger side of the equipment. Those items will be inclusive of the alternator. Alternator is properly mounted, secured. All the wiring is intact. There's no excessive corrosion. Contacts are tight. Nothing's loose. It is belt driven as opposed to gear driven. The belt's not ripped, torn, frayed, missing an action, with no more than a 1/4 inch or minimum or maximum free play. Okay, the water pump, we're going to assume the piping that comes all the way down to this guy, the water pump is gear driven. There's no direct belt on him. Gear driven, heat properly mounted, secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. So one needs electricity. Which one needs electricity?
Alternator.
Which one needs water? Water pump. Okay, then we're going to talk about the piping, all piping and tubing that goes into the turbo. We got this black, I think it's an intake valve, and then we got the heated one here, it's metal. All clamps are in place, all fittings are tight, there's no excessive perforations, holes, or damages, and it's not leaking of soot. Now I'm looking for any one of my 4 major fluids. I'm coming up blank because on this particular vehicle, they're all on the other side. So, soot.
What is it?
It's a black, oily byproduct of carbon emission engine. Damn, that sounded like a scientist. That's exactly what it is. Okay, now we're going to go to the driver's side. I only got like 4 points. One extra point, maybe I got 5 points out of that. But 5 on top of 26 puts me in the 30s already. Let's go get some more points. Exhaust system. Now you'll also do the exhaust if you get B, but you'll be doing the external side, the back of the tractor side exhaust, you know, the actual piping there. This was the end under the hood. A is under the hood. Okay, now we do our 4 fluids. Sir, for our viewing pleasure today, we have coolant, we have wiper fluid, we have power steering, we have the engine oil fill, and we have the engine oil dipstick to see if it needs filling, right? All of them are properly capped, flat cap, flat cap, flat cap, and just the metal caps. All properly capped, all properly mounted, secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking, filled to manufacturer's specified level. That's a beautiful way of saying it. When in doubt, just blame it on the manufacturer. Oh, and they're filled to manufacturer's specified level. Boom, that's a point. See this metal tube here? That is an air line versus this black hose. Hoses are flexible, right? Tubing is, lines are rigid. So this line, the mere fact that I find it, I attach him to my air compressor. Now, I'm really getting the point for the air compressor, but for the beauty of possibility of a point, I'm going to say my air line connected to my air compressor are both checked for the absence of leaks. Okay, that's the first time I said it that way. For the absence of leaks. So the fittings are proper, they're mounted secure, he is gear driven, and there's no direct belt on him, so we call him gear driven. Bam, there's another point. Now I want to get into some serious points. Here's serious point. See, this is my serious phase. Yeah. This is my happy phase. This is my bad phase. This is my you're in trouble phase. Anyhow, let's get down to serious business. This here is my steering shaft. Straight, not bent, universal joint, properly greased. And all these connections eventually end up in my gearbox, hoses, and reservoir. The hoses recheck, not rip, break, torn, or leaking. The gearbox itself probably is leaking, evidenced by this puddle on the ground. But in normal C, I would say it's dry, so I have a non-leaking steering gearbox, right? I got my massive pitman arm. This guy starts at the top of the gear, attached to the gearbox. He goes all the way down to my drag link. But my pitman arm is solidly attached at both ends. Of most note is the castle nut and cotter pin, which is attached at the bottom level of the pitman arm. Then I got this long rod coming back. We'll call him the drag link, L-I-N-K, link. Then I got an upper and eventually a lower arm. I can't get to it, but trust me, there's two arms, upper one, lower arms, and then I got the tie rod. So he's straight, not bent, cracked, damaged, or broken. Let this guy stay in here a second. You have to mention this guy right here. That's the steering knuckle. The top of where the two arms meet, say steering knuckle.
Steering knuckle.
You got it. Boom. That's a 3-point proposition. I just got 3 more points. Now we're going to do the suspension. This is 4 points, by the way. So my frame is not cracked, damaged, broken. My mounts, this is a spring mount because it's mounting a spring. This is a shock mount up top here because it's mounting a shock absorber. And way in the back, I got the remaining spring mount. So all my spring mounts and shock mounts are properly mounted, secured. All nuts and bolts are in place. Nothing is stripped, cracked, damaged, or broken. The leaf springs, there's 2 of them. They're not cracked, damaged, or broken beyond 25% anyhow. I have a saddle plate on top of the 2 leaf springs, big old U-bolts and U-nuts at the bottom, which will connect these 2 specific leaf springs to my dead axle, which by the way is not cracked, bent, damaged, or welded. That's 4 points right there, buddy. Now I'm going to do the air brake system and get 4 points. I got the air hoses. See, they're hoses. They're rubber. See, they move. They're not rigid like a line. Got my rubber air hoses. Are not cracked, frayed, damaged, or leaking of air as they enter this little brake chamber here. The brake chamber is not cracked, bent, damaged, or leaking. Then I got a push rod, this little metal rod right here. I can get to it, the rod, and then the slack adjuster that's attached to it. Both of those guys are straight, not bent. The slack adjuster itself has no more than 1 inch of free play. Only Indiana student, you must mention that cotter pin and clevis pin, remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they're right about there. Can't get to it, this guy's in my way. But right there, it's the cotter pin and clevis pin. Thank you. Then I got the S-cam items, and since I got so many cameras in my face, I can't get to it.
Sorry,
the
Clyde.
brake shoes should be adequately installed, properly mounted, secured. The shoes need a minimum lining of at least 1/4 inch, right? Anything less than 1/4 is danger zone. Need thickness there. So the thicker the better. But then once I get to 1/4 inch, sayonara, get new shoes put on with thicker lining. And of course the drum that it pushes into, the shoes spread into the lining or into the drum, and now the drum itself has no oil, grease, cracks. Got me? That's another 4 points. You want more points? Let's get 4 more. Come on, this is easy. Yeah, that's what you do when you are confused. Even the examiner will think you're actually joking. You really think rethinking the situation, right? Thinking on your feet, right? So now I got a radial virgin tire, brand new. I got a 4/32. I even take the time out to touch every groove. I got 4/32 in every major groove, right? That means no uneven wear. My tires does have a gouge right here, but I don't see any physical problems on the tire, right? Like rips, the nails, bolts, wires showing, right?
Abrasion.
No recaps on this tire. It's a front tire. Finally, this tire should be inflated, and I can't really see it because of darkness, but there's a number in here somewhere that'll tell me it's inflated to manufacturer's specified level, right? Boom. This tire is mounted to the rim with the valve stem straight with a metal cap. The rim itself is perfecto. Not cracked, not bent, no legal well, not on my watch, not today, not tomorrow, not in the next week, because I drive right. My lug nuts are covered, but when the lug nuts are visible, they're all there, they're all tight. There's no chance of rust trails or shedding it, because that is for losers. Do I look like a loser to you? Not on my watch. Mine are tight, they're there, no chance of losing it. And my hub seal, back up please. The hub seal, it's got 1 inch of a 75-90 weight oil. Yeah. And that tastes like, you know what? Yeah. And it's not leaking, inner or outer seal. I got all the proper securement. And damn, I got 21 points. 21! Can't do any better than that.
Yeah, but not tasting the shit.
What's that?
You can, but not tasting it.
Yeah, but I haven't had constipation in 30 years. Because I'm well lubed. You know what I'm talking about. That's the extra point. I got 22 points. Okay, now we'll do B. I get out of the cab, I do the coupling. He says, you're doing B. And I plead with the guy. I get on my knees with the guy. No, that didn't sound good. Yeah, I plead with the guy. And I say, I'm allergic to bees. And he said, wait, I don't care, we're doing B today. I said, all right, let's do B. I got my mirror brackets solidly attached, not cracked, not damaged, not loose.